I know I'm a few years late to the party, but for the last week or so, I've been completely enamored with the Sea of Thieves. So this week, we're bringing you a video of the 5 tips and tricks that I wish I had known before setting sail on the Sea of Thieves. So one of the first things that Twitch chat yelled at me about was that I wasn't sailing as an emissary for anyone. Emissary, it sounded like it was something advanced and something that would come later in the game, but it's really something that you probably should do every time you're just out sailing. It's a simple thing where you just join up with the faction of your choice and sail for them as an emissary. You have to go to the faction, you have to purchase an emissary flag, the one-time purchase for 20,000 gold. But after that, your crew and you can vote on sailing for them as an emissary. All the factions, gold hoarders and merchants, all of them are going to have a table by their main faction person where you can vote to represent them as an emissary. Once the vote is down and you are now sailing as their emissary, you will notice on your ship that you will fly the faction's flag and a pennant at the top that shows the level that you are currently with that faction during this emissary trip. We started out sailing for the gold hoarders. I guess they are the easiest ones to build up reputation with and to work as an emissary. It's simply just digging up treasure and putting that treasure on your boat. The 2 times when your emissary level grade is going to go up is the first time that you touch the loot as you pick it up, and the first time that loot is placed on your ship. And as you just keep on doing the things that you're doing anyway out there, your grade as an emissary is going to go up. And again, you can see that on the pennant that is flying off the top of your mast. Once you hit max level, level 5, and you return, and you turn all your treasure in, you're going to get paid more. You're going to get more rewards for it, for turning it in at a higher emissary level. They are also going to offer you an emissary quest. For the gold hoarders, it will be 4 maps with a lot of X marks the spot, a lot of captain's chests, and I think it goes up to like 20 of them or so total if you hit all those islands. Now, one thing that we learned was once you've turned all your treasure in, you're sitting at emissary level 5, you accept the emissary quest from the faction, you actually vote to lower the flag, and then vote to put the flag back up. Lowering the flag is going to give you some more faction status and some money. And when you put the flag back up, you're going to be back at level 1. However, the quest that you have just accepted is going to lead you to so many treasures that the gold hoarders want, that by the time you've hit all those islands, your level will be back up to 5, and then you can rinse and repeat that over and over again for making a lot more money and getting a lot more rep with that faction. It should be noted that you can sail as an emissary for the Reaper's Bones. However, if you are flying the emissary flag for the Reapers, you will be visible for everyone on the world map. So it turns out that all those chickens and snakes and things that you keep killing on the islands, they're actually good for something. And that is for eating. You've already figured out that there is some sort of cooking station on your ship. And I'm sure you picked up, and just like me, you had some grog, you ate some raw meat, and you're not sure what really didn't agree with you. I'll tell you, it was the raw meat. But since meat is so delicious, we gotta cook it up. And it's pretty damn simple. Throw the meat in the pan, and it'll cook for you. Now, there's people gonna tell you all kinds of things, like it's gonna change the way that it sounds when it's cooking, when it's cooked, or as you will see here in a little bit, it's gonna be a puff of smoke that is a little bigger, suggesting it's been cooked. I would say look at it. Just look at the meat that is in the pan. It will change color, and it will look like, hey, you know what? That's something that I wouldn't mind eating with a nice glass of beer. Now, they're going to take different time. Pork here is going to take a little bit longer than maybe the snake or the chicken. Some of the fish is going to take longer. Some of the big fish is going to take a ton of time. Here's that puff of smoke, by the way, that people are going to talk about. You throw some megalodon or some kraken on here, that's going to take a bit. But once it starts looking delicious, it's probably going to be delicious. Now, the biggest benefits with cooked meat, besides the point that you're not going to throw up, the hunter or the Hunters Guild guys will not accept land animals, pieces of land animals that are not cooked. They will also pay more for cooked sea-dwelling animals. The other thing is, of course, eating it. It does give a good chunk of health back. Plus, and I don't know the term for this, and nobody's really been able to tell me what it is, but next to your health bar, you have this skull. And while you eat meat, the circle around the skull fills up. This is like a backup health pool that if you get hurt, it's going to start draining out of that backup health pool and fill up your health bar again. So if you have meat and you'll be able to eat it and you can fill that up, you have some backup health and you don't have to go and, you know, chew down on bananas all the time. Now, I don't know for sure exactly how much that circle does, and there's somebody out there that's a lot smarter than me that can probably tell you exactly how many health bars worth and how good each type of meat, cooked meat is and all that. But the purpose of this video is just to let you know, cook the meat, and if you don't want to sell it to the hunter, you can eat it and you can store up some backup health for when you're out adventuring. So like any good pirate, of course, I pilfered everything that I could find on the island, and I found in my cannonball barrel some blunderbombs and firebombs. Well, conveniently located right next to the cannonball barrel is the cannon where, well, I could load the blunderbomb. And for the longest time, I believed, oh, that's a round that goes in the cannon that you shoot at other boats. And it did take me a while to realize that the blunderbombs and the firebombs are also throwable, just like some sort of pirate hand grenade. As a PC player, I did look quickly at the hotkeys to see, you know, what's the quick way of pulling things up. Of course, you can use the wheel and you can switch between the things you want. That's perfectly fine. But if you have the option of using hotkeys, it's nice to be able to pull things up much more quickly. And one of the things I noticed was, you know, it'll randomly pull something up. Oh, hello, buddy. It'll randomly pull something up from what's within that inventory. But a lot of times you have different things like food. The 3 key, yeah, it'll pull out food. but maybe I need a little bit more, like a pomegranate, or, you know, I want to eat some meat to build up that pool of health that we talked about. And I had to come back in here and I had to click the item, and it was just cumbersome. Until I realized that if you keep clicking that button and just hit the same hotkey over and over, the game will just cycle between whatever items are in there. The last thing I wanted to talk about was the compass. If you've been working with the gold hoarders or just picking up things around the islands as you're going out adventuring, you will come across the riddles to take you on, you know, the goose chase around the island looking for stuff. And the final place where the treasure is generally something like go 5 paces to the north and dig, or 8 paces to the east, that sort of thing. And getting the compass out, that wasn't a problem. But I always struggled with how many steps am I taking? But kind of just thinking, oh, okay, this is roughly 4 steps or roughly 8 steps or whatever. Not a big deal. There's a couple of exploratory holes and then you find it. Until somebody pointed out that if you hold the compass up on the PC, that's a left mouse click, and walk with the compass held to your face, you will not only hear the footsteps, how many you're taking, how many paces, but the head bobbing will also help you to count how many steps you are taking. Like I said, not a huge deal because you'll still find the treasure, just maybe a couple of holes missed. But this way, you're on the treasure every single time. Thank you for watching. I hope that some of these tips and tricks will work out for you, or if you learned something new from this. Definitely a couple of things just that I had no idea when I started. And it might be my fault. Maybe I should do tutorials more often. But who has time for that, right? If any of these tips and tricks helped you, or if you just enjoyed the video, please drop a like below. As always, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos. Of course, we do stream on Twitch. All that information is going to be down below. If you got any other tips, tricks, like things that just like made your life easier and stuff that you just wish that you had known the moment you started out, but you learned a lot later, drop them in the comments down below. Share with everyone else. I'm going to head back out on the seas. I am, like I said, I'm in love with this game. This has been a lot of fun. And I hope I'll see you out there. So thank you again. Take care.